Cast, certified most accurate since 2004.
All right, now on to your first alert on some showers that could be moving in tonight. Huh?
Yeah, Team First Alert meteorologist Sam Roberts has the details. More rain, more cold.
Yeah, in case you didn't get enough last week. We were just talking about this last week.
Sam was
rainy.
on vacation.
Well, throw me under the bus there. I was missing, right? But yeah, well, I saw some clouds on my trip. And now I'm back with midges and rain, all things we love to enjoy, right? We got more showers on the way tomorrow. Tomorrow does look really quite soggy at times. It probably won't rain constantly. There may be a few breaks, especially west of 71, but overall a pretty wet day ahead. Good news, severe threat is low, but this will have big impacts on outdoor plans. AC/DC concert tomorrow night at Huntington Bank Field, and then the Guardians game tomorrow may also be impacted by the rain. So if you've got tickets, this is your first alert. Plan accordingly. It's not raining out there right now, but all day it has had that look, right? At least in Cleveland, it has looked constantly like it's going to rain. It just hasn't yet. Now, there is some shower activity off to our south. There's some showers to our west, too. Now, the air's really dry, so some of that's not making it down to the ground, but the longer that rain is out there, way high above our heads, that'll saturate the atmosphere, and we will probably see at least a few passing showers tonight, but certainly not a rain out. A lot of cloud cover, though. We're not going to see any clearing tonight. It will be in the low 50s by tomorrow morning. So are you just kind of over this colder or cooler weather? I get it. When is it going to feel like summer finally? We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit.
All right. First Alert traffic update.
Taking a look at 271 and 480, you can see that there is some bumper-to-bumper traffic that is coming in here, and that's filling up the freeway for drivers who are heading southbound right where 480 meets 271, the southern part of that intersection, since you know that there's two. Now, drivers who are already stuck here are not seeing a crash or breakdown that's being reported, but we do have these slowdowns coming in for a couple of miles all the way to where 271 eventually feeds into Route 8. So here you can see we have this line of stop and go traffic, and I mean heavy on the stop because some of these drivers are only dealing with speeds of about 5 miles per hour for about a 1 mile stretch. If you have a loved one who's about to be heading this way, they could see at least an extra 10 to even 15 minutes being tacked on to their drive. But we also have some slowdowns filling up the freeway in the Akron area, per usual. Route 8 southbound is seeing that heavy volume first, where Route 8 meets East Market Street, and speeds here are just around 30 miles per hour, similar to what we're still dealing with. This camera was just working a minute ago, I promise, but the traffic was pretty similar to what you were seeing where Route 8 meets East Market Street. And checking in now with 76 westbound over by South Arlington. Here you can see that we have some bumper-to-bumper traffic. Speeds right now just around 30 miles per hour with delays about 5 minutes towards 77.
Sponsored by Northeast Factory Direct. Great furniture, amazing prices.
So far this week, even though it's been cool and today it's been cloudy, it really has been pretty quiet, but that's going to change tomorrow. This is your first alert for rain coming in on Wednesday. I want to show you the latest data here. This is brand new, by the way. So first thing tomorrow morning, and the clock is above my head. This is 8 o'clock. So we're going to be seeing some scattered shower activity. And again, you can see it is scattered. There are breaks in this, but the overall theme of tomorrow is cloudy, kind of gloomy, some impacts in spots on the morning commute where we do have the rain, wet roads, some low visibility, and then occasional showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, even continuing into the afternoon. Now, I think the heaviest rain will be east of 77 and really east of 71 too. So the farther west you go, it's not going to be as persistent or as constant out that way. Still going to rain, just not as much. Clouds, showers, that of course is going to keep us unseasonably cool. We're only going to be in the 60s tomorrow, just for a little perspective, since every day this month, just about anyway, has been below average. Typical highs this time of the year, we should be in the mid 70s, but we have not had that many of those days this month so far. All right, tomorrow evening, a lot going on. We've got Guardians tomorrow. I think first pitch tomorrow, though, is at 1. Still a risk of rain, but look, even into tomorrow night, we've got some showers out there. So your first alert, if you're headed to the AC/DC concert at Huntington Bank Field. We've got some rain out there. Right now, things are fairly quiet. Now, you're seeing some green on the radar, but I suspect a lot of this is not making it down to the ground, especially all this heavier stuff showing up on the radar around Lima and the 75 corridor. Some of it may be making it down to the ground, but I just think the air is super dry, so a lot of it probably isn't. But at some point, as this moves towards us, the atmosphere may get a little bit more saturated. So we're going to keep at least a chance tonight in for a few passing showers. Not going to be a rain out or anything like that. Any rain we see overnight should be very light, very spotty. Biggest thing with tonight, just the cooler weather. We are way below average again tonight. We're in the low 50s. That's not too bad, though. You can get away with no air conditioning, maybe no heat, right? Just kind of in the middle. Cool weather next several days. We don't get up to what's considered average until the beginning of next week when those 70s return. And that is going to be so nice next Monday into Tuesday. But next several days, 60s, some here and there rain chances, a few spotty showers Thursday. It's not going to be as wet as Wednesday. Friday evening rain. Friday looks like a decent day. And then the weekend, we're still trending cool. We've got a rain chance Saturday morning. And then the rest of the weekend looks pretty good.
All right.
Forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
19 First Alert meteorologist back with us wearing yellow, hopeful of seeing the sun, evidently.
I was just thinking the same thing. She's trying to channel that sunshine, right? Unfortunately, she's tracking rain.
Do you guys remember the Jimmy Dean commercials with the guy in the sun costume? That's how I feel right now. We need sun in our lives, right? We had some yesterday, but it wasn't super warm. Today, it's like a little warmer, but with the cloud cover, can't have it all, I guess. We will have a lot of sun next week, so something to look forward to. Tonight, though, a few showers around, especially south of Cleveland. I do not think we're all going to get poured on tonight, but there will be rain at times. Tomorrow is our super wet day. This is probably the wettest day of the week. It's going to be soggy, occasional showers, maybe even a little thunder out there. And then Thursday, just a lot of cloud cover. I know you're very surprised by that, right? That's been the theme of the month. Clouds, cooler weather. We're only in the low 60s, maybe some mid 60s out there Thursday in spots, and could see a stray shower, but overall Thursday, not the wettest day by any means. That is tomorrow. Today we're overcast. It has been so gloomy looking, but it's been pretty comfortable outside. Trying to find a bright spot here. Little rain showing up on radar, most likely not making it down to the ground. If it is, it's probably drizzle. More widespread shower activity. Also, not all making it down to the ground. Off to our west, the air is really dry. So until we can get things a little bit more saturated out there, we won't see much rain as this area of low pressure impacts us for the next couple of days. Early look at your weekend coming up in just a bit.
19 First Alert traffic update.
Drivers in the North Canton area, this First Alert traffic is for you if you're about to be heading this way. There was some debris that was on the road of 77 southbound, and ODOT has just flipped the camera, but there was several pieces that looked a bit like this that had a highway trooper starting to clear that out. Now the road is reopened. It was temporarily blocked for just about a moment so that they can clear that debris away from the roadway. But I am seeing some slowdowns, not just over where 77 passes Dressler, but all the way back here where 77 passes Portage Street, as these drivers who were stuck in that bunched up backup for a couple of miles are waiting patiently to get back to full speed. Right now, delays are just around 5 minutes though. Give it about an extra 15 minutes and I do expect the rest of that bunch of backup that was caused by that debris, which is now clear, to catch back up. But I want to bring you to Summit County because there's a broken down car in Akron blocking the left lane of 76 westbound right at Route 8. And this is in that construction zone that's already slowing down drivers where 76 west passes South Arlington Street. So delays there are just around 5 minutes at most.